Okay, and if you just want to turn over to the second edition front cover, how do you feel about that? And is there any aspects that are the same to the first one?
Yes, there's some consistency in terms of the size of the font, the name naturally, and the layout. I think there's a good kind of pace to it and rhythm to it from one issue to the other. Naturally, price is attractive. I do like the quote, "The fresh guide to urban music, gospel and lifestyle," and that being a different colour to the urban. Again, the colours are good. They link well with the blue on the T-shirt of the main photo, and again the shock, the size of the font really grabs you and attracts you, that you think there's something there. And again, with a website, it shows that you can actually get further information by going on the website.
What is it that you like about the first issue double page spread of Kanchan?
I particularly liked the fact that it's very, very colourful. I like the fact that it's split into small blocks of text, making it very easy to read. I like the big headings, and I very much like the photos, which I think are very inviting for the reader to read more.
Okay, and what about the second issue double page spread? If you'd just like to turn over to it.
The second issue, I particularly like the captions on this. I like the one where the artist's name is used in the title, just a tiny breakthrough. Again, very, very colourful and good pictures. Very much like the quotes in here. Makes me want to read more about the text.
And do you think it will relate and attract your age and teenagers as well?
I think very much so. It'll attract all ages, the way it's written. Yes, definitely.
And does the advertising, what effect does that have on you?
Oh, very good. The fact that the website is down here, I can go on that and read more about the urban music, and also the iTunes website. If I want to go and download something from that, then it's clearly very easy to do so.
As a teenage music magazine reader, what attracts you about the second edition cover?
Mainly the language that's used. I think fresh and urban is quite appealing to my sort of age group. I also like the picture and sort of fashion that's on display. The layout's nice and easy, and also the sort of subtitles appeal to my age group.
What attracts you about the double page spread?
I think the girl in it's quite attractive, and joking aside, that will make me read it because it appeals to me, and that it's broken up into bits, so when I read it I don't get bored, like if I was reading a newspaper.
The main idea behind having the preliminary task and the main task was to see the progression that you get from the first stage to the final stage of creating and producing a magazine, and we definitely feel that we've come on a long way since starting the project sort of 2 months ago, and that actually our final piece now is a lot more professional and suitable than our preliminary task. Although the preliminary task wasn't bad, we felt it was good, but we just feel since starting we have come on with more experience of using the tools, etc., that we can now produce a better magazine.
Knowledge we've gained, really. Yeah. As you can see, for example, we just had to do the one front cover for our preliminary, but this is the second issue front cover for our main task, and if you just bring them close together, you can really see the difference. And I mean, our feedback that we've got, and you'll see in this video, the feedback that we got, we've just had much more traction to that than that. It's because just the range of things, and definitely the font is one of them, and we've just had more time and more. I think we've realised that we need to put more effort into the other aspects rather than the main image, because the main image we really did work on, but we didn't leave enough time for the lettering and the other pictures. So time management is one of the key skills as well.
Yeah, with fonts obviously it was sort of a case of pick one quickly with the preliminary task, whereas we did spend hours choosing, scrutinising the fonts for our task to get the best possible font. Another thing that we feel we've improved on is our photos, the editing. Obviously this is our edited photo, and just basically because of the knowledge and experience at the time, we felt that this image going onto the page would look okay, but in actual fact it does look slightly elongated, and so we wanted to make sure that we didn't have anything like that in our main task. And as you can see, it's a much better copy, it looks professional, and it just shows that since the start of the project we've moved on, and now we have better skill to use these programs.
And I think as well, if you think about the markets, that's just a school magazine, so it's just a school market, so it's not as broad as the whole world market or just even the country, because obviously this music magazine will be published around the country rather than just in the school. So maybe this can be more interpreted for the school and more basic, whereas this needs to feed and just attract a range of people, so it does need to look more professional. Just look at the contents pages as well.
Yeah, for our contents page on the prelim task, as you can see again, it looks suitable for a school. We've got the school photo in the background there. The background, however, the background colour, looking back on it, probably could have spent more time on it and could have come up with a more professional looking piece. Whereas I think with this contents page you can see that a lot more time has gone into this. For one, the title is completely different. We decided not to go with a normal convention for the title and spent a lot of time getting the photo right. And obviously these photos, I mean actually this photo was taken by us on a German day, whereas we've gone away and spent that in our own time, and we've worked on that photo to try and get it looking like our magazine should do.
And also, obviously, for our preliminary task, like I said, we didn't actually have to do a double page spread. So our double page spread, we just had to make it straight away with no progression from the first task, but we did actually make drafts. And for example, for our first main cover, we've got the 25 best ever tracks, and we made a double page spread on that. We didn't like it, and we looked at different magazines and their double page spreads, and the layout was just wasn't the same. It was more of a newspaper, which is obviously not what we're going for. It's a different media segment. So we tried to take away the fact that was probably one of the main headlines, and we just moved on to something different. And we just did one about Kanjan, which was the main headline, which really worked well. And you can see from Alfie's, it really worked well. So that was almost a second draft and a progression from our first draft, because we chose to do a subject on her.
Another aspect really about our contents page, our prelim tasks that we've moved on, is probably the boxes that we've got on the contents page. At the time we did feel it looked alright, but looking back probably doesn't look as professional as it could do, and for that reason we've spent a lot more time making sure that this piece is a lot more professional. That brings us to the end of our evaluation, so I hope you enjoyed this and the magazine as a whole.
And yeah, we've really enjoyed the whole making the magazine process, and our general knowledge is widened, especially with the software we've been using, and I just really hope you enjoy it. So thanks.
Thanks.